Let's take our viewers live now to the Chinese embassy in Canberra. The ambassador Xiao Qian is addressing the media.
On the bilateral agreement between China and Australia 52 years ago, when we established diplomatic ties, the government of Australia recognized there's only one China, and Taiwan is a province of China. So this is a serious commitment from Australian government over the past several decades. And I'm aware that each and every government in this country has been reconfirming their commitment on this issue. I hope that the Australian side would respect Chinese sovereignty and territorial integrity, would practice its commitment of one China policy in words, in deeds, and to support openly the peaceful reunification of China.
Is there a
Ambassador,
timeline for reunification?
Ambassador, and there are questions.
I'm sorry, I just need to follow up.
Okay.
Sorry, is there a timeline for reunification?
Sorry, I really appreciate your question, and I really appreciate Ambassador's remarks on the Taiwan question. But as the host, I'm really glad to invite you by order, in order to answer, to take the question, and Ambassador will answer your questions respectively. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So we have MC. All right. Okay.
Ambassador,
Yeah, please.
Ambassador and Georgia finished Southern TV, Hong Kong, China. And would you please, how does China view the current China-Australia relationship?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. In my remarks, opening remark, I talked about our bilateral ties in the past 10 years. And thanks for your question. For our current relationship, I would just say we're in a very good very good shape. We're also at a very critical period of time. As I mentioned in my remarks earlier, we experienced a difficult time for several years until 2 years ago. And since then, we have been successfully changing that situation. The year of 2022 was a year of stabilization. President Xi met with Prime Minister Albanese. They agreed how to define our relationship and what's the direction for our future ties. And the year of 2023 was a year of immense improvement. A lot of bilateral meetings, discussions, exchange of visits, and dialogues and consultations have been conducted, covering most of the fields. And that year was highlighted by Prime Minister Albanese's visit to China. This year, the year just passed, the year of 2024 is a year of consolidation of the good momentum in our improving relationship, and it symbolizes a complete turnaround of the relationship, highlighted by Premier Li's visit recent June. The reason I'm saying this is a critical period is that with efforts from both sides, we have successfully turned around the relationship through that 2 years' time. By turn around, I mean it used to be a time that was just free falling, and we were experiencing such difficulties in almost all the fields, at almost all the levels. We have turned the relationship from derail back on the right track, from going down back to stabilization, and from moving to the wrong direction back to the right direction. We're happy about achievements over the past 2 years, but we're not complacent with where we are. So looking forward into the future, we're expecting, at least I myself expecting, move beyond stabilization, move further into development, because there are so many things, so many areas China and Australia share. We have been cooperating for several decades, contributing to the fundamental interests of our two countries. And there's reason for us to continue this cooperation. So looking into the upcoming years, we're expecting further development. Of course, there will be differences as two important countries. We have common grounds, we have differences, we even have disputes on certain issues. But for a mature relationship between two countries, we will always focus on our common grounds, focus on our common interest. We will always manage our differences wisely, maturely, in the way that where we will have the positive elements to be the dominant factors. We will manage the differences so that those differences are not going to disrupt too much or to define or to hijack of the overall relationship. Thank you for your question.